Back on the show is Amanda Bobby Cooper. Has got a big fight coming up here at UFC 209 on March 4th against Cynthia Calvillo. Amanda, how you doing? I imagine a little bit different this morning because I saw USADA visited you.
Yeah. They first went to my mom's house. I must have had the wrong, I used to live with my mom, and then I haven't for months. So they visited my mom, which is like an hour and a half away, and then my mom called me all frantic, and I'm like, it's okay. She's coming to my house now.
So when your mom called you this morning, did you think something was seriously wrong? Because like mom's not going to call you early in the morning unless it's like something serious.
Yeah, it was like 7 a.m. and it went off. I looked at it, I'm like, Mom, I don't want to talk, and I ignored it. And then like she kept calling. I'm like, okay, maybe I should call it. I seriously was like, all right, she's calling more than once. Something's wrong. She was all sick.
Weird. And so how did that sort of, when they came and showed up and everything else, like how were they? Were they nice about it? Were they kind of like how, like I have no idea because I'm not a fighter, but like what do you sort of have to do when they show up?
I'm sure it's different with each person. Mine girl's always the same girl. I like her. She's quite fun, and she just comes in and watches me pee, and that's her job, and she leaves.
Oh, geez. Okay.
I mean, she's very professional. Like everything is organized, and it's I'm like listening to her instructions. It's peeing in a cup. Not too exciting.
Is this the first time you've been tested before this fight, or have you been tested other times?
For other fights I've been tested, but this is the first time for this fight. Probably because it took so long to get an opponent after my back, dropped out. So they wasn't sure if I was fighting until it was final.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that in a sec, but I know you've been very busy outside the cage. I saw you did a photo shoot a couple weeks back with the SFS girls. How was that? Do you like doing that type of stuff?
Yeah, it's fun. It's something different other than just training, So it was fun for us girls to get together and, like, dress up and look cute and, do something other than punching each other in the face.
And the other thing I saw on your Instagram is you got a bunny recently, and the thing's huge. Whose idea was that? Was that you or your boyfriend? It's
so big. I want a puppy so bad. It's like all I think about all day long is like looking at rescue dogs, and I want to. We live in Detroit, and there's like I go to the boxing gym. And there's like stray dogs just running around all day long, and that's how my boyfriend got his pit bull. Is just it didn't have a home, and his sister got a dog the same way. In Detroit, there's just stray dogs everywhere, so you kind of just like grab them and take them. I don't like have time for a dog right now. I don't want to get one and not, be able to take care of it. So, we went to the pet store, and I was like, I need like something. I need a pet rat or a cat, or I don't really like cats, but I wanted something just to take care of. And we're walking in the pet store. We like look on the ground. There's this huge rabbit. It was freaking huge. And it's just laying there like lazy. I'm like, what is that? I've never even seen a rabbit this big. And we like go up to the people working. We're like, what is that? And they're like, it's a Flemish giant rabbit. I'm like, I want it. I don't know how much it is, but I want it. And they're like, it's not for sale. It's our pet. I'm like, well, I want a baby one. Then give me a baby one of it. And they're like, we don't have those. And I was really upset. So like, I go on my phone in the car. My boyfriend are just like looking them up, and we find a breeder like 30 miles away. So we went back in the pet store. And we're like, all right, we need all the stuff for it. And they're like, but I told you can't have it. I'm like, well, we found a different one, so we need the bed stuff for it. And then we ended up picking it up that night.
Really? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And how's it been being a rabbit owner?
It's not as exciting as a dog owner.
Right. Yeah. Can't play with it too much like a dog, right? So.
My roommate has a dog, so it's nice to have a dog at the house. But we'll put like the bunny outside. And yesterday I asked my roommate to I put the bunny outside with a fence and yard. I'm like, can you grab the bunny? I think it's going to rain. And I was out of the house, so make sure you like let it in. And she let the dog outside to like play with it. Because sometimes like they're good together. But she got scared because the dog kept chasing it and the rabbit was running. She thought the dog was going to eat it. And she was all, freaked out.
Wow, interesting. All right, at some point we've got to talk about your fight career here. So we got to talk about your last fight against Anna Elmos. Obviously, you got the win in that one. What was it like getting I know this technically was your second UFC win, but getting that win in the octagon outside the Ultimate Fighter house?
Yeah, it sucks in July when I lost. So training got harder and more focused, and I'm a different athlete than I used to be after my ex, which is my coach, and I split up. So. We've done everything from the beginning, like been together for everything. So it was like, I felt like when I got that win, it was just like my whole team and everything. Like, finally we're successful in the UFC. I'm still like super on a high about it. It was the best day of my life.
Awesome. That's great to hear. And you mentioned in this fight you're supposed to fight someone else. Who was the opponent that pulled out? Because I literally just saw on your Twitter one day, you're like, yeah, I got to fight. And I was like, wow, this is like 2 weeks away.
Yeah, my first opponent was Alexandra Albu.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, apparently she got injured, I suppose, and couldn't take the fight, which is unfortunate because I think that was like her second injury, and since she's been signed to the UFC, she's only had one fight.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. So how long had you known about this fight? Because like I said, we sort of found out about it last week. Had you known like a couple weeks before?
About this fight? Well, I mean, I knew I was fighting, so I just kept training, but, I didn't have an opponent for like a month, so it was like, the motivation was weird because I'm a very visual person, and I like to visualize like the person I'm fighting, and it was hard not knowing who I was fighting, but I think I found out about a week before it was announced that Cynthia was my opponent.
Interesting. And how do you feel like you match up against her? Comes from a great camp at a Team Alpha Male. I mean, she's someone that, on the regional scene, people are aware of.
Yeah, I think it's a great fight for both of us. I think we're both really well-rounded in every area. She's not been beaten, so like that's a good win for me. I know my record looks bad, but the girls I've lost to are super tough, and they're both undefeated too. But it's a good matchup. We both can throw hands, we both can grapple, we both can throw subs. So I think it's a great fight.
Yeah, and the other cool thing about her is she sort of gained some notoriety because she beat Montana Stewart in her last fight, and Montana fought Mackenzie Dern, so there's kind of that, I know MMA math doesn't work, but it's one of those things where, people did sort of notice her because of the fight with Montana. So does that sort of add any more excitement to the matchup?
Yeah, it does. I've watched that fight with her in Montana, and I've trained with Montana before, so...
That's right.
I watched the fight before I even knew she was fighting. I wanted to watch it for Montana's sake, So in my head, it's good for me to beat someone just like Cynthia.
Excellent. And who are some of the people helping you get ready for this fight and training partners, things like that?
I have like 15 women at the gym that I train with regularly. Every day it's different, so I'm not always training with the same girl. But I really I applaud my training partners for working as much as they do with me. I work a lot with the guys at the gym too, so. Just a variety of people, everyone. It's not specifically one training partner or not, but my coaches, Brian Fornacero and James Gray, Christian Woodman-Sear, are always, pretty much like when I'm training with them, listening to them. So.
Excellent. And I imagine the weight cut's on point because you knew about this fight a while ago, so I imagine you sort of started that process a while back.
Yeah, I started the process a while back. Then when I didn't know I didn't have an opponent, obviously I was still cutting weight, but it's different. As soon as I found out this fight was on, I'm like, all right, I can easily drop weight when I need to. So it was pretty steady, staying the same for a while. I'm like, okay, I need to figure out an opponent, otherwise I'm not gonna lose any more weight. As soon as I found out this fight was on, I started dropping more weight.
March 4th, what's your prediction? How do you see this fight ending?
Cynthia's a tough opponent. I don't see, an easy win for me. Obviously, MMA is MMA, and I can get a knockout the first round, I can get a sub the first round, but I'm thinking this fight's gonna go a few rounds, and I'm going to edge it out in whatever area I believe, but I believe it's striking that's going to get me the finish.
I was talking to Kevin Lee last week, who's also from Michigan like yourself originally, and he's telling me there's a chance there might be a UFC card in Detroit. Have you heard anything about that?
Yeah, I'm the one that told Kevin, and I said, don't tell anyone.
Okay. Fair enough. So the secret's out, but that's obviously the plan is, to be able to fight in your hometown and, represent, Detroit. Yeah,
Detroit is taking all 20 blocks of terrible neighborhood, and they're making a hockey town, and Little Caesars Arena will be there, and it's going to be really awesome. And one of the local promoters here in Michigan went to reserve it for next year or the end of this year, and it was already taken by the UFC. So he told me that. I'm pretty excited that hopefully it'll be here in Detroit. And we got a lot of local people that would like to get on the card and show what they got to here in Detroit.
Yeah, and Detroit could use it because I think this is going to be the first year the Red Wings missed the playoffs. They never missed the playoffs, and this is the first year in I don't know how many, 20. So
yeah, we need some good luck here. Maybe the new arena will be it.
Yeah, and as a Canadian, I had to add in the hockey reference here. It's mandatory here. Before I let you go here, all these fighters these days, and myself included, are watching Netflix. Are you a Netflix watcher at all?
Netflix is paused on my screen right now.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so if I log into your account right now and I look under continue watching, what's it going to say?
Friends and Bates Motel. I'm watching Bates Motel. My roommate got me into it, so Usually when I'm not training and I'm in fight camp, like all I do is watch Netflix. I don't want to go out. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to be around food. So it's like train and Netflix. Or I used to be really big into video games, but not so much right now.
Yeah, cold winters will do that to you. I'm the same way up here in Toronto, so we get similar weather. But Amanda, I can't thank you enough for joining me here again on the program. Really looking forward to the fight at UFC 209. Where can people find you on social media? And if you got any thank you, shout outs, sponsors, anything like that, the floor is yours.
My Twitter and Instagram is at ABCNation115. Probably should change it to 116 because I'm never going to make 115. Or I always make 116, so I keep making a joke that it should be 116. And, I'm on Facebook too, so I got a fan page, and I'll post everything, post training, post videos of my life, so anyone can follow me and just watch what I'm doing.